Well, good morning everyone. Back for another short video. Kind of felt a little bad that I was thinking about it last night, the other day. I did a video on the Gaming Trio by MSI, the 3060 Ti, and I gave you some specs, so I technically did give you the correct specs on a card that looks identical to this card. And as I said yesterday, somebody pointed out to me that it was a 3070 and not a 3060 I had. And I get it, like I explained, truck came in, I ran down, grabbed it, came upstairs, and I didn't even look at the box. Can you imagine that? I think I got to stop and look at things from now on. Jeez. That's what happens when you start getting ahead of yourself with things. So, as you can see, it's pretty much an identical card to the MSI Gaming Trio 3060 Ti. Well, I've got one coming, so as far as the looks, yes, it's the same. I don't know if the heat sink's going to be the same. The fins on it, I don't know if they're going to be a little thicker or thinner. I guess that'll be yet to see. But let me zoom in on it a little bit. As you can see, it is a really nice looking card. Yeah, I know you're gonna see my keyboard. I did change it. I went over to the Asus one, so everybody can see that this is a monster. And I wanted to give the correct specs on it, basically. So, if you do frequent my channel, at least you get an idea of what I was talking about. Okay, again, the 3060, 3080, I think all of the gaming trios, they come with this bracket, which has it's really strong. Nothing fancy. Stamped out piece of metal, has a bumper on it. There's a couple little rubber pads that can stick on this that you can add to it if you need a little more height, maybe even to put on the inside to keep it pushed away from the card, but this seems to be designed for it to fit on perfectly. Anyways, the MSI 3070 Gaming Trio. This card already comes pretty much clocked out, as I had talked about yesterday. I'm going to try this weekend when I bench it, but I don't think you're going to get much. If you can really get it stable, providing the drivers and the BIOS will support it, it will get maybe another 100 megahertz if you're lucky before it starts to throttle back and seize up. It's unless you probably, I don't know if they even came out yet with a water block for this. I'm not even sure. But the specs on it, the interface, of course, is PCIe Gen 4. It has more cores than what I had talked about the other day. It has 5888 core clocks of 1830. It's not shabby. Memory speed of 14 gigs. I would have thought that they could have done a little better than that, because the 3060 does have 8 gigs of RAM, DDR6. And they could have put the DDR6X on there, which is a better RAM, and it would have maybe allowed it to get up to a higher memory speed, but it is what it is. And as far as the amount of memory and the memory speed, it's pretty much the same as the 3060 Ti. It will outperform it. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But I just think that they should have went with maybe, instead of 8, they should have probably went with 10. I think they could have probably the in-between cards, the partner cards, Gigabyte, MSI, Asus, whoever. When they come out with the Ti versions of the 3070s, 3080s, 3090s, I imagine they're going to be boosting the memory on it and the clock speeds and stuff. So something to look forward to there. Memory bus of 256-bit. It has 3 display ports, 1 HDMI. Display ports are 1.4. HDMI will run 4K at 120 megahertz. HDMI 2.1. HDCP support, it does have. Power consumption, it says 240 watts, but going over to their website and looking at a few things, they're starting to say that it's 250 watts. Now, I'm not saying that's the power consumption, the thermal consumption. A lot of people, that can get confusing. It confused me a while back when I seen wattage on it and CPU wattage 100 and whatever. I thought it meant there is a power consumption, but they also use a wattage in a temperature type thing for thermals. Okay, it has 2 8-pin connectors. Recommended PSU 650. I've been seeing people go back and forth. A lot of people on Facebook, YouTube, asking questions. What should they get for a power supply? I was talking to my buddy in Ohio, the one that has the store, OG, and I've been watching him overclock 3080s with 750s. When people are saying you need 850 and above, or you get a spike and it's going to drop, I didn't see that happen. And he's pushing these things. They're not the MSI cards, but he's got one with 2 3090s on it, and that thing is insane. He did break a world record. I don't know if anybody's broke it yet, but it was against, I think it was Jay, Linus, Steve, and you can look it up. And he did come out. It was a liquid nitrogen test, so it's not something we all have around our houses. The dimensions on the card, if you're looking at millimeters, which I never really do because, hey, I went to school over here in Massachusetts and we used inches, not this millimeter thing, so it kind of gets confusing. You need a conversion thing to look it up sometimes, but 323 long, 140 wide, and the thickness is 56 millimeters. So basically it takes up 3 slots. The weight is 1,441 grams. Packaged 2,269. So it's a pretty big box. It's about 5 pounds, maybe a little over 5 pounds. DirectX 12 API. OpenGL version supported is 4.6. Maximum displays. It says it'll do 4. I see a lot of people have problems after they do a little fiddling around. They can get 3, 4. A lot of people say that they lose a camera for some reason, and that's usually OBS. Maybe it's an OBS thing. So I can't really go there. Does it support virtual reality? Yes, it does. G-Sync technology. Yes, it has it. Adaptive vertical sync. Yep. Digital maximum resolution. 7680 by 4320, of course. 4K. They already said that up there. Why are you repeating yourself? And I don't remember all this. I am reading this off of a data sheet. Yeah. A data sheet. It comes with custom PCB on the back as well as the back plate. They say it's designed to maximize thermal dispersion. I still don't see how it can be better than a good aluminum or a copper, which I don't think they really, that could maybe be a specialty card. Somebody would do something like that. That would be awesome. It comes with the Mystic Light program. Tri-Frozen 2. It's a graphite backplate. It's not plastic, it's a graphite. They call it graphite, it sounds more important. Torx fans, 4.0s. Yes, it basically just says how it forces the pressure in it and does it a special way, and they are designed better. It has 3 core pipes, not bad, airflow control, and you use the MSI Dragon Center to do all that crazy, wacky stuff. So overclock is, if you're going to try to push this card, you might squeeze a little out, and you're not going to see a big difference in frame rate with only 100 megahertz if you can get that high. And you're going to have to crank the fans up, or you're going to end up throttling this bad boy back. Same goes for the 3090. I know some people love that overclock and stuff. Myself, I've messed with it here and there. I don't really like it. I think it's capable of doing it if you want to really put some effort into making sure you cool the GPU or the CPU. Because if you don't cool it correctly, you're wasting your time. And like anything else, even when you're using an AIO or hard tubing, soft tubing, however you want to do it, once the temperature reaches the ambient temperature of the room, that's what you're going to get going through there. Is it still cooler because of the wind blowing through the blades? Absolutely. And it's definitely better than... I could never put one of those gigantic fans inside of my system. It looks like a brick. I mean, it's just, some people, they dig it. More power to you. I just, no way, I couldn't do it. It just, be lucky if it didn't sit on top of the freaking back plate of the card. You'd have to go vertical with the bloody thing. No, that might even make it worse now that I look at it. No, actually, if you're going right down to the bottom of a case like mine, which is fairly big. So that pretty much is about it. I am definitely going to run it through its paces. I'm looking forward to getting the other stuff in. I have some CPUs, 59 coming in. Under the 58 in here now. I probably shouldn't even gone with the 58. I should have just went straight to the 59 because the jump between 56 and 58 isn't that great. I mean, it's an improvement. Don't get me wrong. But going from a 36 to a 56 was at least a 20% increase. Going from a 36 to a 58, it's like a 25. So you're basically getting 5. Now going to the 59 and the 5950, that's huge. That is definitely huge. You can, with the more cores you're running, obviously, you know, you can run multitasking better. And Intel seems to have taken back the single core championship with that what is it, 10900 chip that they have? I've got a board, an Intel board coming in, and I might even pop that in there. And actually, I think I want to build a Cooler Master, all Cooler Master case, everything in it, and do a review on that, going Intel. So we'll see how that works, and I'm going to run NVIDIA with it. So anyways, yes, I just wanted to get back in here and fill everybody in. My whole camera system's all going to be changing soon. Right now I'm a little bit limited on the size of things that I can do here. And I know this is kind of displaying a little reddish, but I don't, if it's the lighting in back of me or what, but I've got to figure this out. Maybe I can put it in a program or something. Anyways, Thursday, and one more day. We get the weekend off. Well, I hope most people do anyways. I had them days when I had to work weekend for years. It sucks. Alrighty, so we're going to zoom in, zoom out, zoom in. I shouldn't be messing with that. That is kind of a nice looking board, but all in all, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to bother programming and stuff. To me, it's just another keyboard, and the reason it's there is I got to free up space. My other board is just so damn big. So anyways, take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Peace.